So you can see a massive pump across the entire crypto market. And thank goodness for those of you who watched yesterday's show and took the long trade with me. Congratulations. I will update you on the take profit levels. I'll also share what you should do had you missed that long trade. And then also just a quick reminder over here, make sure that you go through onto my Twitter page over there. The link is above me over here. If you don't have me on Twitter, there it is. Also a link in the description below. Go and vote which box you want opened on today's show, because we have been doing giveaways every single day. This is for the festive season. And I think let's get straight into it. Without further ado, let's get into it. You may be wondering, why did this pump happen? And I warned of that in this show over here. This was, 2 days ago? So on Wednesday, the risk on Catalyst, why crypto markets will react to China news. Go and have a look at that video. If you did miss it, it still is relevant from a macroeconomic standpoint, and the reason why China may bring some capital flow back into the market, and TED Talks covers it right over here. He says that China has announced new freedoms, effectively dropping the zero COVID policy. A lot of people may have not heard of zero COVID. Zero COVID is essentially zero tolerance towards COVID in China, with draconian measures against the population and basically shutting down factories and the entire workforce, essentially. So if you have a look over here, lateral flow tests have been replaced now by PCR tests. Lockdowns are only in targeted areas. There's been no new cases in 5 days. Lockdowns have ended. Schools can remain open if there is no outbreak, and risks is higher. Risk higher on this in the shorter term. So he's saying this is high risk still in the short term. And then he went on here and he says, okay, let's just zoom in on that. He says, there we go. Not sure why more aren't talking about this. It's big news in my opinion. China are key to the global growth picture and play a significant role in global supply chains impacting inflation. And I warned you guys, I said that just keep an eye out. This is definitely one of the biggest narratives of the week, and you want to be hyper-focused on what is going on in China. I told you that on Wednesday, they were going to be due to release these new measures, and you could expect that if they went well, the market would react. Crypto took a little bit of time to react, but nevertheless, the reaction has occurred. And Zero Hedge over here has shared China quietly launches quantitative easing. Beijing orders large insurers to buy bonds to contain the selling panic. So a little bit of quantitative easing going on in China, and that global interest could spread into other nations. So let's keep a close eye on that and see. But nevertheless, because of the major impact that China has on the rest of the world, and how they produce so many different goods and are so important in the trades industry, I think that it would have some sort of a positive effect within the markets. And maybe, who knows, there could be some pivotal type of shift. But let's look at the levels. The levels are what matter most, because the only source of truth, in my personal opinion, is the charts, the technical analysis, because charts don't lie, people lie. And if you look over here at the 4-day chart, this is showing you that if it can basically hold above these moving averages, the next target would be the purple one, which is moving down every 4 days, of course. Currently, it comes in at $19,100. And that is a pivotal area. It's a key level, and you'll hear that number come up multiple times throughout the show. So you guys know this chart. I've mentioned it before. Ultimately, you want price to recapture all of these moving averages, and then you want the moving averages to start to turn back up, with the short above the medium above the long-term moving average. I'll give you the moving averages if you don't have them and you're new to the show. I've got the triple MA. You can just literally type in under your indicators triple MA, and then you need to change the variables within there. I have 3, 9, and 30. The yellow is the 3, the green is the 9, and the purple is the 30. And typically speaking, this works very, very well for investors. For those of you who only want to be in the market when we establish a proper uptrend, and you're only looking to enter and exit into trades every couple of months, then this would be the indicators and chart setup which you could use. So moving on over here, a little bit more on the bearish side, or at least from a pivotal standpoint, is this tweet here from Bracco. I'll zoom in again. And he says, yeah, major trend reversal every 57 days on the SPY, which is the essentially the stock market. And he says, since the all-time highs that have been set, the 57th day of the previous cycle marked the exact peak of this rally at 410, which was last Thursday, 410, meaning the price level. And he says, is there going to be a meltdown into the end of the year? So let's click on that, have a close look. Is there any relevance to this? I mean, there could be. You can see it as clear as day there, 57 bars, pivotal move, next lower high and down, 57 bars. Big rally, relief rally, came back down, next one and back to the downside. And then look, 57, we had the pullback. Currently, price action on the SPY is bouncing around the 400 mark. So we need to keep a close eye on this and understand that there is always the possibility that, of course, it could just be a relief rally that will eventually fail. So Sven, the Northman trader over here, he also shows that some really wanted a lot of equity puts for Christmas, the monthly chart perspective. And you can see the puts are, which puts means that you're taking insurance, obviously expecting further downside. So you're hedging, and the puts are through the absolute roof over there. So another area of interest, this chart over here, this was the one that I warned you, you're looking for a short. At the end of the day, you know, trading is pretty simple. You want to buy support and sell resistance and not listen to any of the other noise in between that. Just keep it very, very simple. And that's what this would look like. You have, why is this resistance? Well, obviously it's a major trend line. It is also the, I'm on the 4-hour chart now, but if you're on the daily, this yellow line over here will be the 200 moving average on a daily, which matches up with the resistance level. Let me just show you. I don't want to confuse you. There you have it. So if you look at that like that, there you go. Price action interacting with that yellow 200 moving average is typically a resistance level. You can see it's coming up over here at 40.39. So I'm going to go back on the 4-hour chart to show you the lower time frames. And I showed you that price is within a range over here. So to give you the levels, this is on ES1 with an exclamation mark on your trading view, which is the S&P 500 futures chart. You have 3,924.5 is the range low. You have 4,048 is your range high. And then just take a fib level from top to bottom and measure for the mid range, which is at 3,987. So I was looking for a reaction somewhere around the mid range of here. The last time that I gave you this chart, this was what I told you. I said, watch for the sell-off, the bounce from this level over here, and watch now for a deviation within this level to form another lower high. So first lower high, next lower high, and then expecting further downside. And of course, you can be wrong on this, which is why you have a stop loss, which comes simply above that level. And I told you there's also the risk that you could have a big move through the top of that, which would be a liquidity grab to grab all of those stops. There is no guarantees in trading. You're just taking it from a probabilistic standpoint and managing your risk off of that. So if you do want to trade the S&P 500, there is a link in the description below. The exchange that I know that you can do it on is PrimeXBT, where you can use your crypto as collateral to take that trade. And yep, pretty much this would be the area that I'm looking for. You could technically move this up if you did want to reduce your risk and wait for the confirmed deviation. Maybe it's going to make it to the top of the range high like that. And then if you start to see weakness and you see it starting to begin to turn over there, that would be the short entry. And you're taking this on a low leverage position, 3-5x leverage, all the way down to the 0.618, which is coming in at 3,180 for the S&P 500. So that's what I'm watching there. VIX, you can see, had a nice little bounce up. Is it going to contract again? It bounced from the exact level we would expect, which is within this box. This whole year, every time we get into this box, we dip into it very, very temporary, and then we have a major expansive phase out. So that is one thing that would concern me for the bullish case, at least for crypto, is that anytime the VIX is rising, typically risk on assets are selling off, and then crypto will struggle. So is this the case? Is this pretty much a bear with a mask on as a bull, and essentially that is your relief rally, of course, right? And I love this tweet over here from Fu. It says, okay, everyone seems to expect one more leg down. Usually everyone is wrong, but how many times does everyone being wrong have to happen before everyone suspects that everyone being wrong is actually right, and thus positions for the dump? Aha, just what the market wants you to believe. And I just find that so hilarious, because this is how we think, guys. Like, we look at the charts, we look at the resistance, we look at the support, then we think, no, it can't be this easy. Let's look at this chart as an example. So you look at this chart, you think to yourself, can it be this easy? It's a trend line, right? Trend line, technically, it should be coming down. If it hits that line, it should come down from there. If it hits this one, I don't know, guys. It's the third time. Is it going to go down? What is this guy thinking here? Maybe it's going to come up here. And my point is that sometimes, you just need to keep it simple. You have price interacting within a certain level. You have resistance. You hit resistance. You sell. Just simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. That is the easiest way to trade. Now, with that being said, how high could this relief rally go? Is there going to be legs on this? Well, possibly. Looking at Bitcoin on the 3-day chart, which is what the show is basically based around, using the MACD over here, we have officially had a MACD cross. So this is only the second time this year that we've had this cross. And let's look at historically what has happened. So I'm not going to go through the whole chart for the sake of time. I just mapped it out over here for you. MACD on a 3-day, the prior 4 times that we had the cross to the upside, it gave a minimum of a 26.5% return, and then maximum of 65% return. So to the upside, obviously on Bitcoin specifically. Therefore, if we got 26.5% return, where would that take us? Well, it would take price to 21,000. Where is 21,000? 21,000 is over here. There we go. So if I put this line in for you over there, that is 21,000. Well, if you look at that, that would still technically be another lower high on the 3-day chart. However, if it does get 65% gain, I mean, that's going to be 27,500. I can't pull up the chart now, but for those of you who have watched, I showed a scenario whereby you could have a proper, let's just move this over. If it did get to 27,500, it would still technically be bearish, because this is a major key level. Look at the strong horizontal support, horizontal resistance that's going to be formed around that $30,000 mark. So what would that look like? That would still just be a more aggressive relief rally, which would give enough momentum when obviously it starts to turn back over to get prices down to the ultimate targets, at least that I have, at 10 to 12K. But that doesn't mean I'm going to miss out on it, which is why I'm long. I took the long trade live on yesterday's show, so I put my money where my mouth is. A lot of people think that I'm this perma bear that just wants everything to go to zero. That is entirely wrong and not the truth at all. I can tell you from my standpoint with regards to business, I would make 10, maybe even 20 times more money than I make right now if we immediately went back into a bull market. So that is entirely not true. I'm trying to protect you guys as a community. I got extremely wrecked when I first got into trading in 2018 through obviously hopium bullish cases that really wiped me to zero, literally all my money to zero in 2018. I don't even know how much money I lost because it was too much to count. I just decided it's too depressing to even look at, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. So I want you to understand that if we do have a relief rally that does even get to that 27K mark, this is still a very key level to clear, and that would still be a bearish retest that could go down to much lower prices. But that doesn't mean you don't play it now to the upside to obviously make some money, which is what I'm doing. So with that being said, if it does get above 21,000 or 27.5, whichever, it would get price above the 1-day 200 moving average, which has also been a key level within the charts. Now, before I go into the next chart to show you what that looks like, key areas of interest on this 3-day rally. Again, 19,500, around that $19,000 level, you have this diagonal trend line, and then you also have a horizontal resistance. So that's going to be a troublesome area for price to get through. Now, moving on to that 1-day chart. Here you have the 200-day moving average, pretty much a nice indicator to use on the daily chart to kind of gauge whether prices in a bull market or bear market. So recapturing that, if price were to recapture that, which is above 21,000, there you go, 21,000, you've now recaptured it. Maybe you play around over here and you start to form a base, and then just move it up so you can see nicely. If you start to see this moving average curl back up like that and price is holding above, that would look like potentially we have set a major bottom, and going into Q2, Q3 of next year, maybe we start to establish a new uptrend and you're in a bull run. So you do want to be cognizant of that. This is going to be psychologically challenging for those of you who are going to be sidelined if price does get to that level, in the same way that it has been throughout this bear market. And I wanted to touch on this a little bit. Got this inspiration from, I always shout out if I learned something from someone else, from Benjamin Cowan's channel. And what he spoke of is how the bulls have just been absolutely humiliated for this entire, these are his words, not mine. Bulls have been humiliated, calling the bottoms every single time for this entire bear market. But we're getting to a point where you can capitulate not only through price but time, and bears can also start to get humiliated, which is why, guys, I try as somebody on this channel to obviously keep the engagement and keep you guys happy and keep you guys making money. I try to view things from both perspectives, and I always outline that we're in a bear market, so the risk is mostly to the downside. But you'll notice that on most of these rallies, I have on the second higher low, I have called it all the way to the next level. So I have tried to not be made a fool of throughout these bear market relief rallies. And you can see the way that they've played throughout, right? So it's been very frustrating in the sense that you create these bear flags. You have price that sells off over here, and then you create these bearish channels or bear flags, and they go on for months before you have the next breakdown. And then again, it goes on for months, and then you have the next breakdown. So people want to capitulate, and you can see, look at the angles of these as well. Obviously more aggressive to the upside, strong to the downside. Shorter one over here, less aggressive to the upside, and then again still strong to the downside, but the distance down was a little bit less, and each time it becomes reduced. So here again you have less aggressive to the upside but longer, small move to the downside. Now look at the slope change over here. Again, even less aggressive, and then small move to the downside. And then now here we have another one. So what you could expect is that this may just run sideways like this. Let me just grab this. This may just run sideways like this, and then eventually you have your last thing. So my point is, it's been very frustrating for both bulls and bears. It's been extremely frustrating because bears just want to see this thing capitulate down to 10K and pull the band-aid off, and it's all done. It's over and done with, right? But instead, it's been dragging on sideways. Bulls get very excited, they call the bottom, and then nuke. And again, same thing is happening. So be cognizant of these patterns. That's my point. Be cognizant of these patterns. Now, I'm going to speed through the rest. You know the rest of these charts over here. Very, very simple. Daily chart, all our important moving averages. If you've been here for a while, you know this chart well. Underside resistance, where does it come in? Between $18,000 and $18,500. I do expect that to be a challenging area, and let's see if price gets into that level. Timing wise, I warned you, between the 13th and the 14th of December is going to be the FOMC. So I would be starting to look and position myself for a potential top using this 3-day MACD, and wherever this relief rally may go, I'll be looking for potential top around that time frame, and I suggest you do too. Then the portfolio list over here. I chart two things every single day, which is in this whole portfolio list. Yesterday I did Looks Rare and Lido. These are in the daily candle newsletter. If you want more information on it, go have a look there. Essentially, right at support, pretty much at all-time lows on Looks Rare. Here you have a little bit more info on Lido. Lido also right at support, but if it loses that one, it could pretty much go down another 50%. More information, go to the daily candle newsletter. The link is in the description below. If you do want to accumulate those over time, use Biswap. Well, you don't have to use it. You can use anyone you want, but Biswap is one of my sponsors. I vouch for them. They are partnered with Binance. So it's essentially the DEX for Binance. And pretty much you can make any of your swaps or your DEX purchases over here. There's a link in the description below. Make sure you click this link and this link only, because with the DEXs, they can drain your MetaMask account if you obviously connect your wallet to a false address. Now, here's the trade that we took. Okay, I mean, I'm not even going to move my stop into break even. I think I'm just going to leave it for now, just in case there is one more spike down. I don't want to be stopped out. I'll rather give it the benefit of the doubt. But I'm looking to take my final take profit at 18,150. I might take some off the table at 17.5, or at least raise my stop loss. So that is that trade. How did I know this was going to happen? Yesterday, I told you guys, look, the open interest over here has come all the way down and reset. These leverage traders will now be looking to rebuild a position over here. Where is the brush? So there we go. These open interest, which is showing the leverage traders, will be looking to build more leverage, and therefore price is likely to go up. As you can see, spot, there is absolutely no interest in spot. That's shown here by the orange line. That continues to sell off. All these moves that have happened are because of leverage traders, which means that obviously they're going to eventually have to close their leverage positions, and therefore price will come back down, which is why you should treat it as a relief rally. Now, for our chart, price coming into the 200 exponential moving average on the 4-hour chart. That's the blue one. Still not sure if it's going to crack through. If it consolidates like this against that moving average for a little bit longer, I think it will have a chance to. You can see the previous time we did reject from that low time frame. We are coming into the key 2017 level, but because it's a consolidative, let me just close that. Because it's a consolidative environment, so it came straight up, it's starting to form a bull flag. Then I would expect that next move to go into the June low, which is why I said 17,500 would be my potential next level to take profit. And if that does the same thing and consolidates into that, then another bull flag up to 18,150. No guarantees, but that's the way that I view the market. There is the trade. I'm up 12%. I'm just going to let it run. It's on BYBIT. And then I guess let's go into the competition. So for the giveaway, let's go to here. We need to see who won. Very, very quick, because we're going to run late for the meeting. Rand gets so angry when we're late for his meetings. 10 o'clock meeting, our time. Okay, 34.4% have voted for box 1. So box 1 will be the winner on today's show. I have obviously the numbers over here go up to 5,765 using the auto generator. User ID number 4,219 is the winner. Let's go up to 4,219. 4,000, there we go. 4,000. I've gone past it. 4,219. Wow, that's a long number. That's such a long number. Okay. If your user ID number is 8043076986. I'll read it again. 8043076986. If that is your user ID, you have won. You won box 1. All you need to do is contact, what is it, James?
It'll be given to you.
Oh, it will be dropped into your BYBIT account. Let's put the Christmas hat on. This is a new Christmas hat. It's very small. I don't have a big head, and even this one is tight for me. So it must be for kids' parties or something. Okay, let's go. Box number 2. Had you chosen box number 2, let's see what you would have won. Not a bad prize. I think it's pretty decent. You would have won $500 if you had chosen box 2. Box number 1. Box number 1. A little bit more of a modest prize, but you would have won $60. in box 3. Okay, winner is box number 1, marginally just beat on the rankings there. Oh, again, there's wisdom in these crowds. I'm telling you now, guys, there's wisdom in these crowds, which is why, on a serious note, I'm really gonna take this portfolio list seriously, because you can see there's wisdom in the crowds, and this has been chosen by a bunch of experts within the crypto industry, not only from Crypto Banter. These are guys like Arthur Hayes, big names. You got a lot of different guys that have got involved. Rand's also been revealing them on his show, so maybe I'm front running him a little bit there. Do not tell him that. But anyways, okay, you have won yourself in box number 1, $750. A major congratulations to you. That will be deposited into your account. If you do want to participate, guys, please make sure that you click the link in the description below over here. Also, while you're at it, do me a massive favor, give the video a like, hit the bell notification, and subscribe to the channel. Let's just pause that over there. Have a look over here, guys. If you do not yet have a BYBIT account, please do me a massive favor and use my one. It does help me. You lose absolutely nothing. To be honest with you, you actually gain a whole lot, because I think that we might have the best sign-up bonus offers in the entire industry right now. It's something like 35 is the other one in here. It's something like 30, I think it's $30,500, up to $30,500 if you use my sign-up link. So this one would count. Deposit $250 in there. You'll be added onto this list over here, and you'll have a chance to win. If you don't have a BYBIT account, there it is. Use mine. And
oh, you got the wrong number.
What number?
They said you got 5219 instead of 4219.
4219. What do you mean?
The random number generator.
Oh, did I choose the... Yeah. I have this one. 4219, and I chose... Oh, 5219. Okay, I'm sorry, you didn't win. Okay, let's go back up. 4219, 4219, 4219, 4219. Thank you, guys. Sharp eyes there. Okay, 4219. The winner is actually 2854839. You are the winner. The money will be deposited into your account. And guys, I think that brings us to the end. Let's just take that off. I will see you all on Monday. Actually, you know, we're doing a spaces today, so take a look at my Twitter later. I think it's going to be in a couple of hours from now, about 6 or 7 hours from now. Have a look at my Twitter. We'll be doing a spaces for the first time. Sheldon, myself, and the Bombay Trillionaire. So that's it from me. I'll see you all on Monday. Have an absolutely stellar weekend. Cheers for now.